One of the most beautiful things I learned is that everything, I always say this, right? Everything in the Quran is a representation of what's happening within you, right? وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. This made me realize that even the animals that Allah is talking about in the Quran are not just animals, there's something way deeper. And I'll give you two examples, two very beautiful examples. One example is the spider, Al-Ankabut. When Allah was describing the spider in Surah Al-Ankabut, Allah says, the likeness of those who take awliya min dunillah, who take partners apart from Allah, who associate partners with Allah, is the example of a spider when they have a house. When they have a house. And then Allah says, the weakest of houses is the house of the spider. Only if they knew. And then Allah says that we give these examples for people so they can think. So you can think. So is Allah really describing a spider in this case? Or is He describing something way deeper than a spider? So Allah is telling you, go and look at the spider. What's the spider doing? And look at the word Ankabut. What's that word doing? And the word Ankabut, I was doing some research, and apparently the word Ankabut, it comes from the word Ankab, which means, even from the word, from the voice, from the sound that you can hear, Ankab, it means to entangle. To entangle. And then you go and then you think about the house of the spider. What's the house of the spider doing? And you look, the other day actually, I was just sitting down and it's pretty sad, but we have in the backyard, there was a spider that built a web. And I was just looking at it. I was supposed to clean it, but I was looking at it, and then a fly came and it clinged to the house. And I was like, that's so crazy. Like Allah is literally, Allah just showed me an ayah. And then when you look at the house of the spider, and you relate it to yourself, وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. Within yourself, are you not going to see? How does that relate to you? The way it relates to you is that whenever you're clinging yourself to things other than Allah, you're attaching yourself to something that's weak, something that doesn't benefit you. For example, I'll give you two examples. When you have a spouse or when you have a job. When you have a job, you're attaching your security, financial security, to your boss, to the income, to the bank. If the bank has money, you're good. The bank has no money, you're in stress at this point. To your spouse loves you, you're good. You guys are going through arguments, you're stressed at this point. What are you doing? You've just taken your awareness and you've attached it to things. You've attached it to things. When Allah says the weakest of homes are the houses of the spider, why does Allah use the word buyut? Buyut. A house is something that gives you this feeling of security. Like right now I'm in a house, I feel secure. This is natural. But the house of the spider is so fragile, any little wind that comes to it destroys it. There was another spider web in my house. It's filled with spider webs, right? I swear I take care of it. I don't know how it happened. It just in certain places. It was there. It was actually very big. And I can see the spider. It was so beautiful. But then I come out the next month and I'm like, what the heck? Where did that spider web go? It's just completely gone. So Allah's telling you that you're putting your sense of security into something that's fragile. Fragile, which is what? When you take partners apart from Allah. Now listen. We all do this. This thing of shirk, we all do it. When you're attaching the sense of security to something else, like, oh, when the money is there, I'm happy. When I have a job, I'm happy because I have an income. When my job is gone, now I'm just super stressed. Why? Why are you attaching that sense of security to something other than Allah when Allah Himself says Ar-Razzaq? He is Ar-Razzaq. And Allah does not ask you rizq. Allah is the one that gives you rizq. So you see how beautiful this is? Allah is literally telling you, look at the spider, understand you're doing the same thing as the spider. You're attaching yourself to everything that comes. Anything, because the spider, when I saw the spider and then the fly came, the spider was so happy, like it just immediately went to it. I was like, wow. Like, that's why I say, Ar-Rahman, Allama al-Quran. Ar-Rahman is the one that teaches the Quran. Where is this classroom that Allah is teaching in? It's right here. سَنُرِيهُمْ آيَاتُنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah will show you the ayats in the horizon outside and within yourself. That's the classroom. Instead of going and learning from Allah's telling you, you are already in a classroom. I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you things. When are you going to open up your mind so you can learn what's happening? Which is so, so beautiful, man. So Allah's telling you, in the example of the Ankabut, don't attach your attention to things other than Allah. When you attach these feelings to things other than Allah, you get destroyed. So what I'm telling you is that you don't need to feel loved. You're already loved by Allah. You don't need to feel secure. You're already secured because of Allah. You don't need to be feeling any of these feelings that you attach to things other than Allah because you have Allah. You want love? It's already here. You don't need to go and seek it from another source. You want security from Allah. That was very beautiful. And then when you do it, when you keep doing, and this is the root of suffering, by the way. This is the root of suffering. And Allah just gave it to you an example of the spider, because everything will crumble, everything will perish except Allah. Except Allah. Nothing else except Allah. The other example about an animal, it's the example of the al-hut. Al-hut. When the whale swallowed Prophet Yunus alayhi salam. Now again, even when you think of it logically, can a whale actually swallow a human? Can't. I'm telling it to you logically, it can't. If a whale swallowed a human, that human is dead. I'm saying, can a human survive in the belly of the whale after being swallowed? No. Now let's just say the human was only in the mouth area, in the tongue area. It still won't survive because the whale's going to go super deep and it'll come out at some point. So what I'm telling you is that the things that the Quran is talking about, it's symbolism, metaphors, imagery. So what is al-hut? Is al-hut really a whale and that's it? There are some people that actually came and then they said the word hut, it means a boat. Because when you look at the word hut in the story of Musa alayhi salam, at first it was there and then it ran away. It went in the sea. And obviously, if it was a fish, if a fish is dead, how is it going to come back to life and start running away? So they're saying it's the boat. So the example of Yunus was that he was encompassed. He was basically stranded on a boat. I'm going to tell you it's even deeper than that. Could be a boat, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you it's even deeper than that. What's the proof? The word hut comes from the word ihtiwat. Very similar. Al-hut and ihtiwat. Ihtawatni al-dhulumat. Darkness encompassed me. When you're encompassed by something. Prophet Yunus could be a boat, could be anything. We don't really care. All we care about is that he was encompassed. And encompassed by what? The Quran tells you. Dhulumat. Darkness. He was encompassed by darkness. Why? He left his people in a state of anger. So Allah is telling you, when you're angry at things, you will be encompassed by darkness. How do you get out of this darkness? The same thing. Understand, the Quran is always pointing to the same thing. Remove everything within you, only Allah. Only Allah remains, that's it. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. Prophet Yunus says, even the name Yunus, I haven't really thought about that. See, that's what I usually do. I just literally think I'm looking at this kind of what does Yunus means? Nis. Look at the letters. You and then nis. Comes from the word probably nisyan, and he probably just forgot. I don't know, I'm just literally contemplating in front of you right now. He probably just forgot. Which makes sense because when you forget, when you're doing the nisyan, the human, insan, which is, by the way, it's normal. Some guy left a message who was like, this guy talks about forgetting is bad and he forgot an ayah. I'm not saying forgetting is bad, I'm saying forgetting is part of life because you're in an insan. So he probably forgot and then he got angry because he forgot. And as a result, he was encompassed by the darkness. And the thing that took him out of the darkness is not, Allah, please get me out of this problem. Please, Allah. It's so bad. I'm feeling pain. Get me out of this problem. That's not what he said. He didn't even ask for anything. All he said was, La ilaha illa anta. He realized there is no God, there is only Allah. Subhanak. And I told you what subhanak means. When you're in flow. When you're in flow. He was in flow just only with the divine, and that's it. Inni kuntu min al-zalimin. He realized that, well, now I was truly amongst the darkness. They say Quran is the medicine, shifa. The baby is crying. It's a shifa, it's a medicine. Once you get one taste of the medicine, you'll realize how sick you've been. Think about that a bit. Once you get one taste of this medicine, you'll realize how sick you've been. And then you'll look back and you'll be like, I was truly in darkness. And Allah says that He is the one that takes you from darkness to light. How does Allah take you from darkness to light? Go through the ayat. Always Allah says, through the ayat, Allah takes you from darkness to light. What are these ayat? The Quran and everything around you. That's why Allah says, we'll show you the ayat in the horizon and within yourself. So if someone, so do you see the example of Yunus? It's such a beautiful, beautiful example. So when someone says, some guy asked, he was like, let's just say someone is blind, mute, deaf, can't even see anything. Can't see anything, can't hear anything, just can't do anything. How are they going to get connected to this Quran? Like, how are they going to find the message of the Quran? And what I say to that is that the message of the Quran is already within you and is within me. The message of the divine is already within us. That's why Allah made Al-Quran, He taught the Quran, then He created the human. So that person is, that's what fitrah is. They're already within the state of fitrah. The person who can't see anything. So that person is more pure than you and me because they haven't learned any other knowledge from the shirk knowledge. They haven't seen or experienced anything else except the fitrah, except being with Allah. Do you understand what I mean? This is why I always say, going back to the Quran is a thing where you have to remove everything. Remove everything because it's already within you. So even if someone has never ever read the Quran, if they just remove everything within them, that's the Quran right there. That's the word of Allah right there. Because Allah created you holy. Allah created you. وَنَفَخْنَا فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِنَا. How do you get access to this ruh? Remove everything that's blocking this ruh. Do you see what I mean? See how beautiful this is? I think that's all I wanted to talk to you about today. Just some beautiful, beautiful reflections that I was just sitting down and then all of a sudden I'm like, the Hud, I talked about it before, but then Al-Ankabut was just like, wow, like now it makes sense. And even Al-Baqarah, Al-Namla, Al-Nahla, what else? Al-Hudhud, Al-An'am, even the horses, Allah talks about horses, all of these, and Allah uses even a specific word for horses. All of these animals, their symbolism. Like Allah's telling you, go and look at this animal, what do they do? Look at the spider, what does it do? Look at the word, what does it do? How does this relate to you? Which is very beautiful. So anyway, understand, you are loved by Allah. If you remove everything within you, the only thing that will remain is the presence of Allah. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. If you live a whole day just like this, that's all you need. Your whole life just like this, that's all you need. So the way that you measure how close you are to Allah is not through like how much you're doing. It's what state are you in? What state are you in? And this state by itself will lead you to go and do an amal salih. Because when you're connected to the ruh, you're going to go and want to go amal salih. Want to go and do amal salih. Good deeds. That's why Allah always says, Al-Iman billah wal amal salih. Al-Iman billah is the first thing that you need to be doing. Which is this. Iman only billah, wahdah. No other things, only Allah. Only the divine. Then this will lead you to go and do amal salih. And you'll feel it because like right now if the room is dirty, my room is a bit dirty, like you have an inclination to go and clean it. Where did that come from? When your hair, like it's all messed up, You have the inclination to go and get a haircut. Where did that come from? I'm saying it's already within you. Everything's already within you. Remove everything. Al-Iman Billah, Al-Amal Al-Salih is going to come as a result. That's how you go into Jannah. According to Allah. Anyway, if this was helpful, Habibi, and this is why I say this is for all humanity. Allah sent down this book for all humanity. An-Nas, for all people. Don't exclude anybody out of the message of the divine. The truth does not exclude anybody. Anyway, this is truly the end. So if this was helpful, Habibi, let me know.